I want to start off by giving our praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakah Kadesh, the honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone that taught me this truth. Alright, now, just wanted to hit a little bit on the Holocaust, which me myself, I actually believe it happened. But I do also believe that the events have been exaggerated a little. Now, I could be wrong. But I'm not gonna do nothing about this. I want to know, where are the receipts to the Holocaust. All right, this is Psalm 64, verse 8. So they should make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them should flee away. And the reason I ask this, it's like when you try to do research on this subject, you can never find information that says the same thing. Everything says something different. Like we got right here, where it tell you approximately 11 million people died, 6 million Jews, and then 5 million, a little over, well, almost 6 million on this thing, of other races, right? And Jews, what does it say? Soviet citizens, all them, homosexuals, all them were put to death. Well, according to the scriptures, that might be righteous. Spanish, Jehovah Witnesses, different religions, right? But pretty much, this. So, it gets kind of confusing. Now, one thing we do know for a fact, though, is that this was Edomite on Edomite violence. Alright, and that is why, they don't get as much sympathy as they think they should get. Because it comes down to like when you see Pookie and Ray Ray shooting a black person every week. No one marches, no one says nothing because that is so-called black people, black on black crime. There ain't no such thing as blacks, but Hebrew Israelite on Hebrew Israelite crime, I guess I should say. So no one cares, alright? But as soon as a officer shoots one of us, then that's a big deal. That's marching, that's protesting, because that's another nation. Alright, when you come down to the Holocaust, that was Edomites on Edomites. Alright, same thing, when you go over to the Ukraine, Ukraine are Russians. So this is Russians fighting Russians. This is a family matter, alright? Now, this is Jeremiah 16, verse 19. O Lord, my strength and my fortress and my refuge in the day of affliction. The Gentiles should come unto thee from the ends of the earth, and should say, surely our fathers had inherited lies, vanity, and things wherein there is no profit. Alright, so no matter whether it was true or not, there's really no profit in. As I was researching, I was wondering about so-called, what they say, so-called black people, were they killed during the Holocaust? And the answer was, I'm just gonna sum it up instead of reading through. Yes, right? Now, it wasn't a large number of black people killed during the Holocaust, mainly because there wasn't a large number of black people living in Germany, right? Or so-called blacks living in Germany. Right? But the ones that were there were put to death too. Right? Now, so this wasn't just their tragedy, right? And then we know that in World War II altogether, they say somewhere from 40 million to 50 million people were killed. Right? Now, this is Obadiah, verse 110. For thy violence against thy people, Jacob, shame should cover thee, and thou should be cut off forever. Alright, like I said, some of these say millions, some say thousands. All the information is different. But one thing that we know for sure that happened is that this has no comparison to the transatlantic slave trade. And I did yokes of iron, and I know Google is changing the search because before you got so many pictures of our people popping up. And as you can see, even in this one, You got Northern Kingdom too, which we know is Latinos and Native American. And whenever you Google yokes of iron, this is what you see. You see Israelites. All right. Now, all right. How many died in the transatlantic slave trade? All right. And this is not even counting the people that were put to death when we got here. But they saying over 2 million people died. Well, this one say 4 million, all right, died just coming over in the slave trade. So that's almost the same amount of Jews just crossing the water. Just a little under, all right, that they saying in the Holocaust. And then you gotta add the millions and millions that were killed when they finally got here. All right, that was put to death for different things. All right, and this is Deuteronomy 28:48. Therefore should thou serve thy enemies, which the Lord should send against thee in hunger, in thirst, in nakedness, and in want of all things. And he should put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. So this is also letting you know the people of the Lord will have a yoke of iron upon their neck until they was destroyed. All right. Now, this only seems to fit one group of people nowadays. All right. And this truth is just steady coming up. Now this is Deuteronomy 28:68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships by the way whereof I spoke unto thee, and thou shalt see it no more again. Therefore should ye be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. And I just forgot to Google, but I believe you said the majority of slave owners that sold us into slavery were so-called Jewish people. All right, and this was saying that the Israelites were going to be sold into slavery. All right, so everything is coming out, and it has been made clearer and clearer every day who the so-called people of the Lord are. All right, this is Jeremiah 49:10. All right. All right. But I will strip Esau bare. I will uncover his hidden places, and he will be unable to conceal himself. His descendants will be destroyed along with his relatives and neighbors, and he will be no more. All right, so this is the Lord saying that Esau was going to be made bare, and everything was going to come out. All right, this truth is coming out. All right. Jeremiah 13:26. So I will pull your skirts up over your face, that your shame may be seen. And that is what we are seeing now. The Lord is pulling Esau's skirt up over his face. Alright? Because trying to compare the transatlantic slave trade to the Holocaust is actually silly as hell. Alright? Even without the Jews that was killed, like I said, there was Edomites, destroying Edomites, all right? In the transatlantic slave trade, hell, they killed almost as many people, and I believe the transatlantic slave trade numbers are being pushed down, because I believe it's more than 4 million, and that Holocaust numbers are being built up, because I don't believe it was 6 million Jewish people, but even though it happened, I just don't think it happened on the scale they're trying to say it happened. But we had as many people destroyed on the trip to Babylon the Great as they had in their whole ordeal, and then that was it. Because the trip to was just part of it. That's not going into all the strange fruit, that was hanging from trees in the South. So this is pretty much ridiculous to be complaining to Hebrew Israelites, so-called black people, about sensitivity over the Holocaust. All right, when our Holocaust was over 400 years. All right, as it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. Romans 9 and 13. And with that, I'm going to say shalom.